I'm Michael J., pastor at Raysville Friends Church, and today in Sunday School we discuss the idea of the Sabbath. So our reading today will be from Deuteronomy chapter 5, starting with verse 12. Observe the Sabbath day and keep it holy, as the Lord your God commanded you. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male nor female slave, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your livestock, nor the resident alien in your towns, so that the male and female and the slave may rest as well as you. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore, the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. When I first learned about the idea of the Sabbath, I learned it as my responsibility to keep a holy day. I remember some people would talk about those people who would work on Sunday, who were irreligious, and they would go out to eat after church, served by other people who they looked down on because they worked on Sunday. So I got a little older. I kind of learned that as a worker, if I wanted to keep a job and pay my bills, I had to work the days I was told to work. And sometimes those days turned out to be Sundays. And this was hard for me because I had the idea of Sunday being a special day. Later, I came to understand that Sabbath is not so much about a day of worship as it is a day of rest. All of us need rest for our health and our safety. What reason is given for the Sabbath? Remember when you were a slave in Egypt. And who is responsible for keeping the Sabbath? The person who owns the land that's being worked? The person who is responsible for assigning the schedules to the workers? The person who owns the animals that are being worked, because even the animals deserve a rest. Even they have needs of health and safety that has to be considered. What is the Sabbath about? It's about respecting each other. It's about respecting yourself. It's about recognizing that we're all made in the image of God. We're not property. We're not something that deserves to be worked until it can't work anymore. We have value. And because we have value, rest and life is important. Sabbath is good news. Sabbath respects who we are.